All right, vindication for the actual military, people who lost their jobs during the 2020 pandemic over the mandates. Ivan Raiklin, he was on the Roseanne Barr podcast back in 2024, and he made some statements on her podcast about how the CIA director, she signed a memo institutionalizing an illegal mandate over the DOD, and he stated that she would be criminally liable and convicted of genocide and mass mutilation for that role. And the court basically held that those statements now there's a case going on right now where he's being sued for that, for defamation, saying that that was improper what he did, by the former CIA director. Okay, now the court in Maryland has said this case is going forward, and the motion to dismiss was just denied in part and granted in part. So now Raiklin has to answer. He's being sued for defamation. Now, Raiklin is a former Green Beret. He's a constitutional attorney. Doesn't have much court experience from what I've seen. And you know, I personally know the guy personally. I've talked to him a few times, so you know, I've got a lot of respect for the guy. So I've never had him on a show before, but a lot of respect for the guy. You know, he calls himself deep state marauder. Okay, now so he's being sued for actual malice, saying that he pressed these charges despite troves. This is according to the former CIA director, of public information debunking vaccine genocide theories. Now, Raiklin, he has a chance to file a cross complaint, or what would be called a counterclaim in this case, specifically on no later than March 18th. Now, this is a big deal, a very big deal. Let me tell you exactly why. Right around 2022 or so, there was a military group, I've covered this before, that came out there and they put together like a memo of all the military officers to, you know, basically stand up for their rights. Raiklin was the one in charge of that. Okay, he was a Special Forces Green Beret and a constitutional attorney. He had a kind of a rare skill set. So he was the one overseeing that group of people in the military, kind of like pushing them forward, saying, hey guys, you know, here's your right, stand up for it, get together. And this ended up coming out later on in like memorandums. Now, this order allows Raiklin to file a Federal Rule 13. Let me share my screen on this. Federal Rule 13, a compulsory counterclaim must be pled in the response to pleading or they're waived. 13B, a permissive counterclaim, and 41A, plaintiff's voluntary dismissal. So 41A, if the plaintiff files a dismissal before this deadline, then Raiklin can't file a counterclaim. Now, after that, so what's going to happen is they ordered on Doc 69, defendant Raiklin shall file an answer to plaintiff's amended complaint within 21 days. That's March 18th. Now, Raiklin, he waives his right to file any counterclaim by March 18th if he does not. It's a compulsory duty that he has under Rule 13A. Now, here's the risk. If Raiklin chooses not to file a counterclaim and he serves his answer, then Admiral, who's the former CIA director, she can just dismiss her case under Rule 41, and she'll do that before, either before or after he files his counterclaim, as long as before summary judgment. And the action's over and the discovery window shuts down. Now, last night, Raiklin was on a podcast with Viva and he talked about all his discovery strategy he was going to do, exposing the CIA director and all the people he's going to be bringing forward. It was massive. Now, this is a massive amount of leverage point, because if he wants to ensure his options on ongoing discovery and keep his own claims alive, he has to pursue his counterclaim now and reserve that right before March 18th. If he doesn't, I can guarantee you right now, Raiklin, Ivan, if you see this, I can guarantee you they will dismiss. Okay? They will dismiss. That's what they do. They will dismiss, they want out, and they're going to basically say mercy, and then you get no right to bring a counterclaim, and the case is over, you get no discovery. So talk to your attorney, get that counterclaim filed immediately not immediately, but on March 18th. All right? Hit the ones, everybody. And check out the video at the end. I'll show you the podcast he was on with Viva. It was really good. Deep State Marauder, Ivan Raiklin. I'll see you at the top. This is Gavin.